we got some newbies. Hi,
Hi,
Annika, Michael,
Hi,
Marsha.
Emowitz. Don't worry about the last name. We've met.
Nice to meet you. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you. Where are you?
I'm in LA.
Oh, okay. Better than Australia right now. I don't know. What traveling would be.
I don't know. It just seems like as long as we're inside, right? I don't know. It's all very odd. And then is it Marsha or Marcia? Marsha, right?
it's Marcia.
Marsha, nice to meet
Yes.
you.
Nice to meet you too.
How is everybody?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, really good. I was just it's been an interesting little time, hasn't it? But we're getting there. I feel like there's a light at the end of the tunnel, don't you?
Hopefully.
I'm like crossing all my bits and pieces. Seriously. But I was like, I said to Hope and the guys before, I was like, you know what? All we can do is find the positive and share as much love as possible with everyone. Hi, Sarah. Hi, welcome. Is it Sarah?
Yeah.
Hi. Hi. Sean's back. Hi, Sean.
Hi, I'm back again.
I should say Lord Rich Ral.
Yes.
Rather. Yay.
And hi, Annika. She's in there somewhere. Annika Phillips is there. I saw her. There she is.
Yep.
You didn't hear it before when I said hi, Mikey.
Oh, sorry. Hi, Annika.
How you doing?
Doing good. You guys go ahead. I'm just going to sit back and mute it until I make trouble later.
Wait, Michael, where what was the last time? Were we WonderCon? I'm trying to
I picked you up to go to what was it? It was in Vancouver, but I'm trying to remember what it was called.
Was it
it was an alternate convention that I remember Andrew Jackson was involved in all that. We had a whole bunch of us running back and forth getting people over to the I believe Best Western at the time in Richmond. It was like GateCon, but it was another one. Timeless Destinations. Could not remember what they called it, but it was like GateCon, and we did get you there, and that's where I met you at that time. And I'm always smitten, and I have hashtag, so everything's good with me. So you go on ahead. I'll sit back and listen to unicycle stories or whatever you got.
Oh man, I haven't jumped on a unicycle. So my ex husband actually was a mountain unicyclist. I don't even know if that's a thing.
No, he was ex. So sorry about that.
Just only by a few years, like 10. No, just kidding. No, we're still good mates and everything. It's all as good as it can possibly be in this weird and wonderful world. But he was the one that we actually, so straight after Farscape, I had a really good run on Australian television. And it's funny because none of that was sci-fi. And everyone in America sees me as a sci-fi alien, creature. And I'm like, it's actually, weirdly enough, my main body of work hasn't been sci-fi. But if you're coming from the American side of things, people are like, huh? So straight after, so Farscape was about 5 years on and off with the Peacekeeper Wars. But straight after that, we did like lots of shows that were like Rescue Special Ops and Tricky Business and Stingers and Secret Life of Us. And they were more like The Girl Next Door or Cops and Robbers or Lawyers or Doctors and Nurses. So I did that for many years. And I would come back and forward to America because I had the connection through Farscape that was sort of a sci-fi connection, and it had gone really well on American TV, even though Farscape wasn't that well known in Australia. So it's kind of ironic. Everywhere I went, like there's weird bodies of fandom that know, but they don't really cross over. Mm-hmm. So anyway, so I was trying to get the US and the international work up and at 'em. And I did a couple of those funny sci-fi movie of the week things and features. And I relocated my life to America for some time. And I think it was around the writer's strike, my timing as per usual. So things then went dead and I'm like, oh my God, oh no. And so then I decided to do my own little film because I was like, totally, I love directing, I love writing, I love producing. I'm like, if you in this industry, if you're not working, then make your own work, whether it be, you know, song and dance, or, you know, coming up with a new TV channel, or making music videos, or anything that you can. I've got a lot of actor friends that sort of sit around and go, I don't know why my agent hasn't called. I'm like, well, if your agent hasn't called, make your own productions, you know. So one of our funny little productions was, I met this guy, and quite a few years ago, and he was a mechanical engineer, and he wasn't passionate about it. I mean, he was passionate about it, but then he was working for Medtronics or something, and it was a 9-to-5 job, and he just lost the love for life and blah, blah, blah. But his passion was unicycling. And I was like, that's random, because I've got a circus background and I love fire twirling and all that kind of weird stuff. So he said, I've actually started street performing, which my parents cannot stand. Obviously, they want me to be a mechanical engineer. And I was like, oh, I'll come and check out your show. And for the grand finale, he built a 12-foot unicycle. And it was an okay show, and he was doing lots of really cool tricks, but people didn't get it, because people didn't understand how hard the tricks were, because he was sort of doing it in his own bubble. And because I've seen a lot of street performers, and I have the circus and entertainment background from my family, I'm like, what you have to do is make people laugh. Because when you make people laugh, you connect. And you can be up there doing as many crazy, weird tricks as possible, but if you don't have that interaction, people will be like, oh, that was interesting, and off they go, kind of thing. They don't get it. So I said, can I be your sidekick? Because I'm ridiculous. And he's like, oh, what have I done? I was like, I can come in, I can be the stupid assistant on the side, and I can trip over things, and I can do sexy little moves, and I can, like, you know, do some fire spinning. And he's like, okay. So then I made costumes for us. I bought the mics that, you know, you can move around, because before that he had this kind of mic, and it kept clinking on things and bashing against the unicycle and cutting out. And so then he was up and moving, and we had snazzy costumes, and we were a duo act, you know, and we were ridiculous. And for about 2 years we street performed all around the world, mainly in Huntington Beach, because we lived there at the time. We lived in oh my god, it wasn't Huntington, no, Fountain Valley. I'm like, can't we move to the beach? We're this far out of Hollywood. Can we at least see some beaches? And the Fountain Valley's motto is, it's a nice place to live. I'm like, wow, what a creative motto. It's nice. But that was the exact, like, you couldn't come up with a better motto for that place. Anyway, so we did Surf City Nights down at Huntington Beach. Performed at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. We performed in Sydney. And that was when it got weird for me, because I'd done quite a lot of work and had been in my early years, you know, and had the fortune of being on front covers, and people kind of recognized me at the time. And then all of a sudden I'm like, and now I'm street performing. And people will come up after the show and go, aren't you that girl? Oh, times are tough. And I'm like, yeah, they are. And then you got to make something of it. And it was cool to go back to street performing stuff, because there is no wall, and you can hear everything. You can hear the guy going, oh, she's a bit fat, or you can hear the kid picking its nose going, this sucks, you know, and you can also hear the people going, oh. So it's good, because you build a really strong, like, you have to really rely on connecting with the audience and stuff like that, and you don't have a television screen to protect you. So some days we would make $1, and other days we would be rolling in it. Like, it's quite deceiving how much street performers make, especially if you go to the festival circuits and stuff like that, because people know that they're there to watch, and they've got the etiquette of, you know, putting, you know, paying you after a performance, after they've watched you for an hour. And so we did that for a couple of years, and that was a lot of fun. But the grand finale, he'd ride his 12-foot unicycle. That was a long story about a unicycle.
I'm interested to hear more about the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, because I actually have a friend that's interested in doing that in maybe a year or two.
It's amazing. Go. We just rented a crappy Airbnb at the time, because we weren't rolling in it. And we actually went to the Edmonton Fringe Festival, but the Edinburgh Fringe Festival is amazing. And then you can get on, I don't know if it's the same now, but because it was a few years back. I can hear Sky. I don't know if you guys can hear my bubba. She's out there. Our little girl's name, if you think you guys are geeks, we named her Skywalker. First name Sky, middle name Walker.
Oh, and my God.
She's the bomb. I think
That
they've just been
is, like,
in
the
the pool.
coolest thing ever.
And the nurses are like, that's a lovely little girl. What's her name? When she's born, I'm like, Skywalker. And they're like, oh, very funny. But what's her name? I'm like, it's Skywalker. Poor child. So, but go to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. It's so cool because it's a real energy of just people, and you can talk to anyone on the street. You know, people want, like, it's almost like an Australian energy. Like in Australia, you talk to people on the bus, you talk to people catching a ferry, you talk to people when you're going to buy milk. Whereas when I moved to America and I'm like, oh, hey, you know, how's your day been? People are like, are you going to murder me or rape me or whatever? I'm like, oh, no, I just, like and everyone's just on the same vibe, you know?
Yeah.
So it's nice. And you can get like cool, there's a million things that you can see. I watched Jamoan there for next to nothing. I watched some great like international comedians because they have the comedy festival at the same time, or that's all part of it, right?
Mm.
And all these pop-up restaurants and pop-up street stalls, and it's just the best.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I was speaking a little bit in the last chat that we did. Last year and the year before, my brother, I have 7 brothers and sisters. One of my brothers is a musician, and we traveled around the world doing the Wonderland tour a couple of times, and it was a complete grassroots thing. We did it all ourselves. Like, we just booked, I put it over social media and said, hey guys, if you want us to, you know, to see us in your town, in your place, let us know and we'll do our very best to get to you. So we played like Comic Cons, we played funny little dive bars, we played like, and we were almost in a different town every night. And one of the funny things is that I booked most of the shows before I realized I was pregnant. And then I had to tell my brother, because he's like, yeah, let's go on the road, let's be all, we're not even a rock and roll band, we're like acoustic duo, but you know, he's like, well, party, see cool things, do cool things, get drunk. And I'm like, yes, we will do all that, but I'll have to watch you do a lot of that. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, because I may be pregnant. So by the time we went on the road, I was really pregnant, because, you know, obviously you have to book things quite a ways in advance. I was like I was pretty good, like front on if I wore the right dress, but then I'd turn around and you'd just be like, whoa, what is that, a watermelon? So my little daughter has been to the majority of, well, she's been to all our shows, inside the belly and outside the belly. So when she finally came out and she met my brother for the first time and heard him play, you could tell that she recognized him, because she'd been listening to, obviously, the vibrations of his voice and the guitar for so long on the road. Not you again. So Skywalker has lived up to her name. She's been at a different Comic-Con almost every weekend, if not a live venue. And that was the other thing too, like sometimes we'd play at nightclubs, and we like opened up with the Flux Capacitors, the San Diego Comic-Con party, when I was quite pregnant as well, and I wore this ridiculous outfit. It looked like a Beyonce mix with Katy Perry, you know, swimsuit thing with prongs with diamantes hanging off them. And again, when I put the outfit on, and it came from this shop called Fashion House for the Stars on Melrose Avenue. And you walk in there and it's everything from drag queens to, you know, pop stars to rock stars. And Jacob is the amazing guy that runs, and he's so flamboyant. He's like, darling, welcome back. And I was like, hi, Jacob. And I brought my brother in as he got off the plane from Australia, because he still resides in Australia. So the day that he arrived, I'm like, we have to get you dressed. He's like, can I just have a coffee and chill out? I'm like, yes, on the way to, you know, this place. So I dragged him into the shop and put on my ridiculous outfit, and Jacob and I are like, this is fantastic. And my brother and Jed are like, what the hell is that? So yeah, poor Sky has been dragged around day and night from, you know, venue to Comic Cons to literally a different town every night. And now she's in isolation. She's like, what is this? Quiet time? Months on end.
You were at San Diego with her just this past year, right?
Yeah.
So that's why she looks so unimpressed.
Yeah, she's probably like, oh, she's so used to it now too. She's like more aliens. I think she's more used to Klingons and Princess Leias and stormtroopers and, you know, than normal people. When she sees normal people, she's like, where are your tentacles?
You don't see tentacles on Melrose.
No, well,
You never know.
There must be a place.
it is Melrose. But I'll flip over it. Now I know how to share screens. I'm getting all snazzy on Zoom. I'll show you guys the little tour adventure that we did. So can you see this?
Oh,
Yes.
Okay, cool. So this is 2019. So we started in Sydney, and then we went to New York. Last year wasn't as crazy because we had Sky, so it was only a month long. We did Rhode Island, Albuquerque, Hollywood, Denver, Memphis, and Atlanta. So the finale was at Dragon Con both times. And then the year before that was the crazy one where I was preggers. And we were, because her birthday is December, right? So we ended in August. So I was getting pretty pregnant, but I was just finishing the second trimester. Thank God, because when I hit my third, I was like, I'm not moving anywhere. And if you've seen my partner, he's a giant. So we made a giant baby, of course. So,
It's like a wee thing.
she's massive. She's already half my length. I'm like, when is this growing thing going to continue? So we started in Sydney, and then we went to San Diego. So we went to Massachusetts, New England, or Connecticut, Allentown, New York, Lake Charles, and most of this is like night after night, right? New Orleans, Atlanta, Houston, Little Rock, Denver, San Fran, Stockton, Hollywood. This is all preggers, Toronto, and then Dragon Con. And it was insane. And as I said before, it was a complete fan-run thing. So we were would go to different venues, and they had like decorated the stages at some places. It was in some people's backyards. Like two of the ones that were in Denver was so cool. It was actually these one of the hosts, his name was Dave, and he flew in these. I'm all about fairies and unicorns and all that fun stuff. So he flew in a flower headpiece from Hawaii for me and a flower lei for Jake. And the theme of his backyard was like tiki Hawaii kind of vibe, and we just sat there and chilled and played the guitar and sung, and we forgot about the altitude. So I'm so pregnant, and it was so hot, and the altitude, and we'd been traveling like a different town, and I was like, don't pass out, don't pass out. Oh, someone's in the car. So this is, if you want to check it out, the link is on my website, which is gigiedgley.com, and you can jump over to Wonderland. And I've got these are all the different clips. They're not all the places, but it shows you some cool clips, and some of just Jake by himself and me by myself, and then media and all that fun stuff too. So we're planning to do it again in 2020, what are we, 21, next year we're planning to do it, and we're going to hopefully kick off in the UK. Oh, so that address is Wonderland, like wandering the land, wonderland.love.
You might want to try Asbury Park is very happening right now.
What is it?
Asbury Park in New Jersey. That's where Bruce Springsteen started out.
Oh my gosh. How do you spell it?
Asbury Park. Let me see if I can get.
I can spell it. ASBURYPARK.
Okay, cool. I'll check it out. That sounds cool. And this is exactly how the tour happens, is that a random conversation, a random meetup, oh, try here, I'll call this person, or a friend of a friend, oh, my friend has a great backyard, oh, we could get, and so what it was is pretty much the model was if we can get 50, a crowd of 50 and up, and usually it would sit around 50, which was cool because it was a really intimate, and it wasn't just us like rocking up and playing a show and go, okay, bye, like we get there and we all boof around for ages and we tell silly stories and have lots of fun. And the other cool element of it is that we actually before said, if you guys want to come and join us in the jam session, tell us a song that you like, or a few songs if you play an instrument, or if you want to come up and sing, let us know through the site and you can be part of the show as well. So like in New York, we met with Matt Amato, and Matt was really cool. He played the trumpet and he was like, oh, can you send me your set list? And we're like, yeah, cool. So he joined us in the first tour and the second tour, and he actually even came to some different towns. We started off in New York, and we played at the Rockwood Music Hall. We played at the Way Station, which is like a Doctor Who bar, and it was so much fun. And then and we literally just sent him the set list before, and then he came to Dragon Con and he played at the finale. We also had, who else? We had a drummer in Denver. That was just, again, he goes, send me a set list. So he joined us at the a beautiful winery there, Bonaquisti. It's a tricky pronunciation. And he played the whole set on the drums for us. And it was just pure people that, Farscape fans, or, people, amazing legends that supported the journey along the way. And I would literally, hit people up on Twitter and go, hey dudes, can you help me pick up this poster that I just printed out at FedEx, and would you mind popping it around comic book stores? And they're like, yeah, cool. So it was complete, like, old school, like how we used to do things, like, yeah, let's all work together and make this happen. And it was very special. It was so special for many reasons. One, because like, I feel like, yes, we're so lucky to have this to connect with each other, but it's so nice when you all hang out without your phones and without bloody, this all the time, even though I love it, and just chill with each other and play cool tunes and dance with your shoes off or on, whatever. So yeah, if you have any suggestions,
yeah, Asbury Park is definitely good. And I don't know if it's like I added some notes that you can probably copy and grab from I put like in a chat to you directly.
Okay, cool.
And Wonder Bar is a really cool little dive bar that would probably love to have you.
Yes, that sounds. I'll take a photo of it. more things, photos with things, because I don't know how to save, and I'm scared if I copy and paste it, I'll ruin the chat. I'll take the whole interwebs down.
I hear you.
So where's everyone chiming in from? I know Lord Rich Rall is coming in from not the UK. UK?
Jersey. Remember Jersey? I showed you the picture.
I know you showed me the pictures, but I still get confused as to it's an island off
coast of France, just below the UK. The original Jersey, not New Jersey. Jersey.
So you can't say you're from the UK.
We are technically. We're a crown dependency.
Okay.
We're part of. We salute the Queen.
From afar, from our island.
Yeah.
You're in the Channel, right? In the English Channel.
Yes. We're the Channel Islands: Jersey, Guernsey, Alderney, and Sark.
Mm-hmm.
Which is also, they named cows after you guys.
We invented the Jersey cow comes from Jersey. So any Jersey cow you see around the world, they come from Jersey. They didn't name them after the island. That breed of cow came from our island.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
But not from Jersey that was named after you guys.
Oh,
Sorry?
okay, cool.
Yeah.
He's in New Jersey.
Yeah, I'm in the actual New Jersey.
Yeah. So it was settlers from our islands, from this island chain, that set up there. They were the colonists in that area. That's why they called it New Jersey. That's why you also have a number of places. You have a Newcastle over there. You have in America. There's a number of UK names.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, the whole Northeast, it's like, is nothing but British names.
New York is New York. York.
Exactly.
York City,
Duke of York.
So
I'm like, huh?
Well, then there's
taking my note.
She's got Perth. That's not so bad either.
Where I'm from?
Yes.
There's the most isolated town in the history of the universe.
Perth comes from England somewhere too. I just can't remember where that is.
It's down in the south of England, Perth. Small place.
It's us Australians, us convicts got kicked out of the UK, didn't we? We were not allowed.
You're prisoners. We're like, let's just throw them all the way over there, the other side of the world. Just dump them there.
Bye. Au revoir.
Actually, the only reason we dumped you in Australia is because the Americans got it into themselves. They wanted independence. We used America as a dumping ground for our previous prisoners. Then America went, screw you. So we're like, okay, well, we need somewhere else.
Let's pick that place.
Yeah, we've conquered a quarter of the world. Let's just pick somewhere. There we go.
That'll do. Should we give them cows? Not our cows.
No.
Where are you guys from?
I'm from Vancouver.
Vancouver. That's why you're so polite. So pretty. I love Vancouver. I love it. Oh, so great, Michael, you're from Vancouver as well?
No, I spend a lot of time there, but no, I'm from my hometown is Lynchburg, Virginia, born and raised down in South Virginia. But
what do you know?
I live next to DC. I'm in Alexandria, Virginia. It's like being attached to Canberra. But I have a beautiful view. I'm looking at the river right now out there.
Show us. Can you show us?
Oh, you can pull up my Facebook page and see a cover photo.
Okay, we'll stalk you on Facebook.
To show you, I have to lift the desktop and get over the book rack and get out to the window.
Yes, and?
Be a little harder. But it is a beautiful view, and you can see it. I may take a video again for people. I had some fun with that. It's a gorgeous view. Alexandria is a good place, but it is the middle of Mordor, so I'm not quite sure what to tell you about. Except one thing. Come to DC, because that tour, I can again do Australian graphics, things like you'd be in Port Macquarie. That's a reference to a friend from GateCon, but it'd be like being in Port Macquarie and you've gone to Brisbane and to Sydney, but it's too far. I didn't know you were touring. I'm in DC, and we're out in the middle of everything in the mid-Atlantic, so we're not up toward Boston or New York. It's a distance enough that I wouldn't hear about it. So we'll find a club for you here in DC, and Annika can work on that with me. Okay,
please do. Please, I'm being serious, because this is seriously how it comes together. It's just like, oh yeah, we know a club, we know a person that has it. That's exactly how we do it. And as long as we can get, a crowd of 50, then that will cover our cost to get there. We didn't, Jake was like, at what point do we make money? I'm like, money? Who needs money? We're pursuing our passion and following our dream. He's like, huh? He's 10 years younger than me, which is probably why I'm broke and he's rich. And he's also a poker player and very smart. He's very, very numbers. And I'm like, love and light and pursue a passion. Let's do this. He's like, what? You get it together, good lady. Get it together, sister. But the cool thing that I taught, I think hopefully rubbed off on him a little bit, is that because he lives, when things were up and running, he has a fantastic career in Australia because he does weddings and proposals and corporate things. And it's a small, it's a lot smaller than LA. So there's all the musicians, like all the actors that know each other, and they pay really well, and you live in paradise. So I'm like, wait, what am I doing here? But the thing is that I said, Jake, you've always got that, and that's you've got your nest egg and whatever, but come and experience the world. So there were many funny times when, because of course things sometimes go as planned and sometimes don't, and we just went had some hysterical, he's one, those people in your life that make you laugh tears. And you just laugh and you stop laughing and you look at them and then you continue to stare. It's that, there's not many. I couldn't even count them on one hand. Like maybe him and my sister that do it to me, where you just almost like in stitches on the ground laugh kind of thing. Yeah. Over nothing mostly. But it's that. So it was very cool to reconnect and stuff. And he always calls it as it is. So I'll try and, go on stage and be, I'm sort of down to earth and cool and whatever, but I've still got my stage face on, and he's just like, what are you doing? And people love it because he gets me, So he came on Twitch a couple of streams ago, not yesterday, but the day before. And I was trying to be professional and trying to start on time and trying to be like, and this is the segment, and this is, he's like, who cares? You know, it was just like totally like ripping into me, and people were just loving it because I couldn't put my game face on. I was like, shut up, Jake. So if you
always need baby brother to take you down a notch, right?
Right, and not even a notch, I can tell you that. I was like, it's hysterical. I can't even keep it together, and I don't even bother. So I've got this, and he was really cool. Like, he introduced me to Twitch because I'm pretty good, okay at computers every now and then in waves. But if it gets too much, and I'm not a PC girl, I'm a Mac girl. Don't kill me, especially you, Sean. I know Sean's like,
oh, me too.
Just disown me. So he set me up in the land of Twitch. The first time I did it when I was preggers, to help with some funds and stuff, to just right before, because I was too big to travel, not allowed to travel. And so we tried to do it over the Mac, which didn't really work, but we kind of fumbled our way through. So when the quarantine came in, Jed lent me his computer. And so I've got a PC. I'm all like, oh, I'm all about PCs now. And then we managed to get a second. It's still pretty stuck together, but everything works. And then Jake taught me about the compressor mic. So I've got my nice mic, and I also do fun songs. I've got like a touch live thing. It's like a loop pedal. So on the show, it's pretty much almost every day at 5 o'clock, pretty much almost every day. That's good advertising. Pretty much almost every day at 5 o'clock LA time. And usually we find out in the Twitch session before if the next day is happening. So I think I've only taken a couple of days off since I started. But so we're doing it tonight, if you're keen. It's 5 o'clock LA time. We're going to show, well, we're not going to show Nerve. So people have been watching Farscape episodes, and we press play at the same time because I'm not allowed to broadcast it. But I can still show you flashes of it so we know we're up to the same point, you know. And then we tell funny stories. Some people do have it on Amazon Prime. Some people have their DVD sets. But if you do have Amazon Prime, I'm urging people to watch it through that, because last year was the 20th anniversary for Farscape, and they said that they've written a new series and they want to shoot it this year with original cast members. So they are getting an idea of how many people are watching it on Amazon to see if the love is still there. And I'm like, the love is still there. So I've been at home just pressing play. So
I'll definitely be watching some Farscape again now.
Yes, and come and watch it with us, because
good.
it's
I know
fun
a
and
whole
silly.
bunch of Farscape fans. I'll make sure they know that.
Please,
Absolutely.
I would love that. And it's fun and silly. You know how ridiculous I am. And then the cool thing is so even if you're not watching, it's not a straight commentary. So you can also tune in and not watch, and you just hear all the silly stories that I have to say and whatever. So some nights we do a Farscape watch. Some nights I have Jake chime in on Skype from Australia, and we do just funny, silly jam sessions. It usually runs for about an hour. I'm also got other guests on, like there was a director of Nexus, which is another film that I did. I'll get the director and producer of Hashtag to jump on too for a session, and we just talk funny, silly stuff. And it's cool because you can ask us anything you want, and we chat and cruise away and stuff. And I just became an affiliate. I don't even really properly know what that means, but I think it's good. So my brother's teaching me. He's like, good job. I'm like, what does that mean? So I'm learning. And that's the funny thing too, is that you're seeing me learn the ropes, because it's ridiculous. Like some days I have it together. Most days we get through it, but it's lots of fun and silliness. So come and check it out. It's if you look up Gigi TV on Twitch, you'll find us all hovering around 5 o'clock today and more. And I plan to mosey through the whole of Farscape, because I was like, why not? If we're all just chilling here, you know, and we've got some downtime, let's do some fun stuff together and support something that we all love.
Cool. I've been looking at that lovely gorilla you have on your right, and I was wondering if there's a story.
The story is, when I was really pregnant, we just moved into the house. Jed came knocking on the door with that and a bowl of candy, and I almost, if I had a knife, I would have been like, how's that? And he's like, oh, let's go trick-or-treating. And it was a new neighborhood. I was pregnant, and this weird gorilla with a bowl of candy. He was trying to surprise me. No, it wasn't at the front door. It was at the back door even. Oh, that was even worse.
Oh my God.
This is what it looked like.
Oh,
That's fantastic.
I was like, see, the other one is this one, which is the unicorn. That was the unicorn's mine.
oh my goodness.
Oh, this is that. You've inspired me to do
A hoverboard here.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Oh, just turn the light up. I've got Kurt and Chiana. They've been getting up to lots of mischief.
Oh my gosh. Those are so cool.
Got all the gang. What else? This is my crazy wall. Let's see. Oh, can we put it back? Just doesn't want to stand up. Typical Chiana. But there's lots of fun, silly stuff because I decided this is what I do in isolation. I stick stuff to the wall. I was like, if we're going to do the Twitch thing, then this is you should see our whole house. This isn't actually even that. If you look through the house, this is pretty much what it looked. And to us, it's like, this is great. And people come around and go, what happened? what do you mean what happened? This is like what like you guys like do this all the time? I'm like, yeah, this is our house.
there's mine, Gigi. Gigi, there's mine. Yours? I've just put a load of stuff up, so you can see I've got Brendan Fraser there. I've got some Yoda. I've got look. There's me. You know, Star Trek. There's
yes. That's awesome.
I've got some Firefly cast members there. Kevin Sorbo from Andromeda. I've got there's that signed vest I mentioned that I got of him.
Wow.
So I've gone a bit nuts. Richard Dean Anderson from GateCon in 2018. So
MacGyver.
Yes, actual
You've got your own MacGyver as well.
Yeah.
So when we had the ages ago, the whole reason why MacGyver was named MacGyver was because the first hubby was like, he was obsessed with MacGyver. So when we were talking about kids in the early days, he was like, oh, if we ever have a kid, I know what to call it. And I was like, what? And he goes, MacGyver. I was like, what?
Totally.
I was like, absolutely not. We're getting a dog because that is not. So we got a dog and we used that name up, thankfully. We now got Skywalker. It's not much better. So so MacGyver, and it's just so ridiculous because in the early days when I lived in Australia, I would unicycle for fitness around the park and I would learn my lines for rescue special ops and I would walk MacGyver. Like MacGyver would drag me around the unicycle. So I would be unicycling with MacGyver on the leash, talking to myself because I'm learning my lines with my headphones in, right? And I'm like, and everyone's like, there's that crazy lady. And then every now and then MacGyver would get off the leash and I'll be like, MacGyver! And they're like, whoa, she must be a MacGyver fan as well. You know, I'm like, just didn't think how stupid I looked because I'm like, MacGyver, get back here. MacGyver's in a bush. It's just screaming MacGyver's name to a bush. They're like, well, okay, there's the crazy carny lady with a unicycle. It's actually my legit life.
So cool.
Stupid. All right, dudes, I'm just going to flip over just so you can see before we wrap up and stuff. How do I do my little share screen? Okay. So, this is the G site.
Very quickly, you inspired me to remember some folks oh, that's you. Oh, you're I'm sorry.
Wait, what?
You're breaking up a bit, Michael.
See.
And oh, there you go. You're back.
I always break up. I was just going to show this. I just came across. Well, can anybody see it? I don't know.
Hang on. Do I need to go back?
Oh,
wait,
yes. I can see it.
Go again. I didn't see it.
That's right. Oh, okay. No, just I was just showing this.
Oh,
Showing the
sexy,
schedule, and I
sexy.
didn't want to mess that up.
You in the red
Just came across
bikini.
this. This is from
I like the paint on
2005. What a
boobs.
girl. Yeah.
What
you
a
asked
gal.
about the view. This is the view. That's my window.
Oh, wow.
If you can see it, I don't
know.
That's beautiful. Wait, where did you say? Is this in DC?
This is looking into Maryland and the Potomac River. This is in DC. It's the south side of DC. It's so you're looking at the Wilson Bridge going into Maryland over there. I don't know if that's even visible, but everything's in somewhat. It's okay. It's just a nice place to be. You get to see the water.
Wait, Chris came in
Now,
and then Dargo came in for a
go ahead.
second. How does right now, Chris? We can just see like more green screen and Dargo's morphed.
Where did that come from?
Have a look at Chris's. Can
Oh,
you guys got the
no
gallery view on, and you can look at Chris, and he had the Dargo coming through.
We don't see questions. There's
Chris has got his mic muted.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
That's awesome.
Oh, wow.
That is so cool. Wait, I'm
Very
trying to
cool,
think.
Chris.
Is this Crackers? That's Crackers, isn't it? Cracker. God damn it, Chris. Get your dren together.
I want to see him. There you go.
I'm pretty sure that's from Crackers Don't Matter. I feel like when he's tied us all up, right? I think, and he's going crazy as well, I think.
Yeah, it looks like that one.
All right, here, now I'm going to go back over to here. Let's see. Share the screen. I'm getting all sci-fi here. All right, so guys, I know today, obviously we're not in the flesh, so I put a little, so if you want to check the up and coming, can you see this now?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
If you, so next weekend we're doing this again,
Yeah.
aren't we, Hope?
Yes.
Okay, so from 12 to 2, not LA time, CST time, because I mucked that up today. I bet you lots of people are going to be logging on now because I think I like perfectly 2 hours later. CST time, whatever the hell that means, it's 12 to 2. More time frames.
Central
Next weekend.
Standard Time. I don't know why they call it that.
Central Standard Time. Thank you. Sorry, I'm such a doofus. I don't even know that. I'm like, CST. And then for Comic Cons that are still hopefully happening at this stage, you can scroll down on the bottom of the page there. And then if you want to check out Jake and Gigi's Wonderland tour, if you do have suggestions, both the emails on my website and Jake and Gigi at Wonderland tour site, that both comes to me. So please write in and let me know. So I put a shop that we'll put the link to in when we repost the video out. But at this stage, it's on my website, which is gigiedgley.com. And you can get cool Chiana photos and I'll obviously personalize and autograph them for you if you're interested. We've got Jim Henson's Creature Shop Challenge, human photos, alien photos, naughty photos. We've got a CD. Is that Sean? Stop it, Sean. CD. We have a CD, and we've also got a USB. And Sean, what do you think of the USB?
You have to get the USB. Everyone, I've got it. It's brilliant. The tracks are brilliant. She does. She's also got some artwork that she hasn't released. And then, what was the song that you do that you haven't released? I did a cover.
So there's a cover of "Love Is a Stranger." You can see how much Sean loves it.
Yeah.
I haven't actually tried it yet. Just kidding. There's a cover and there's some original tunes that I haven't officially released, and we made a USB because a lot of people don't have CD players now, which is terrifying. And then we've got the
CD player.
Rescue, Special Ops, Tricky Business, which is my Australian stuff. Star Trek Continues, #Nexus, and lots of Wonderland fun stuff. But the last thing that I wanted to show you, stop share, come back here, is, so we made these cool, I've made 20 and we've already sold 5 of these beautiful little comms, and I've been selling them over my Twitch channel. And it actually has a little thing where you can actually attach it if you want to speak to the crew of Moya.
That is so cool.
And just so you know, speak to, you're like, hello? Crichton. Then comes through. What? I'm trying to sleep. So, but yeah, they're very cool, and we'll put the link. We'll put the link and all this stuff on the video chat. Yeah, Hope, is that the best way to do it?
Yes, we can just put the links for everything underneath the videos. So if you want to get that, you can.
So that's all easy. And then the last little thing, I don't know if I showed you because I've been talking now 2 hours straight, like, ooh, is I'm going to learn how to play the Farscape video game as well on Twitch at one of my later sessions. And everyone's like, do a marathon. I'm like, do you really need to hear me speak for that long? But it might have to happen because I'm so bad at video games. It might have to be a marathon for a week. But it's the Farscape original game. Again, we have to buy a CD player to attach to our computer because we're like, how does this work? So come and check us out. I'm on Instagram. My Instagram is the Gigi Edgley because someone stole my bloody name, so I have to be the Gigi Edgley on Instagram. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. I've got a YouTube channel. All of it's just my name, Gigi Edgley. And yeah, follow me. I'll follow you. Oh, Cam's back. Hi, Cam.
Sorry, we couldn't find out where the link was.
Oh no! What? We have to speak to Hope about that.
We just made it.
Bye.
You're on.
Yeah, we have been discussing on the Discord about it.
I'm going to take a photo of you guys so I can, to a screenshot. No, I don't know how because I'm not a PC girl, so I have to do a photo. Oh, but then my camera will be in on, how am I going to do this? Can someone take a screenshot and send it to me? Hope, will you take a screenshot?
I'll take.
Thank you.
Everyone look like they're enjoying themselves.
Oh.
You're going to have to act.
They're acting very well.
You guys.
Thank you for coming.
Oh, Caroline's back.
And I've got Elsa.
Elsa.
And I got Bolt. This is Bolt.
Oh, they're beautiful.
Yes.
Wait, I thought Elsa was the dog.
Yeah, this is Elsa. Okay. And then Bolt is the cat. Gotcha. Yeah.
They get along very well.
They don't kill each other, so I'm happy.
Was that your
And
cat?
It's like fake. I bought it to terrorize my sister. It was the best $2 I ever paid.
Oh, hey, Dacus, you made it.
Yeah,
oh,
yes.
Gigi, we've got Dean on as well. Dean.
I had it as my name before.
That is so cool.
Got it from SeaWorld.
By the way,
I have like weird stuff on my desk at the moment. Because I've been talking to a bunch of people and I was like showing some of the stuff off.
Leave it to the bloody Aussies. We're like, look what else I've got.
I am your father.
Oh, you guys are funny. What? Someone's mic's doing something weird. Is it mine?
I'm not
Can you guys hear that weirdness?
Yeah, I think someone's mic's going a bit.
Who bought the weirdness?
I did.
Wait, what's that now, Chris?
Has no CD in it.
Oh, is that the, oh, that's trippy, it's going in and out. Wait, is that the game?
Yeah.
Is this it?
That's the game. You guys hear me?
What, do you mean this game?
Yeah.
I don't know where the CD is. I gotta find it.
Isn't it cool? Look at it, it's so like, I mean, did they even try?
Like,
20 years old. 20 years
So one of the weird things with like downloading ROMs and stuff is if you own the game, you can technically download it because you previously owned the game. It's just like this weird, like, yeah, it's just this weird thing that they don't tend to like care about.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's really trippy. Hey, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put in the chat the link to the shop just so you guys got it, okay? To my website, and that's got the link to everything on there. And Hope's going to add it later as well. But that's the website, okay? Did that work?
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Oh, I
right.
think from me to Annika. I think I just did that. Did I do it privately or to everyone? I don't know why I'm.
Did it to me. You just
Sorry, Annika.
Yeah.
Hey, Annika, check out my website. It's like, okay, thanks, Gigi. Yeah, this is if you want to pick up any of the fun stuff.
Already
I'll see if
there.
Did that work? God, cut and paste. Okay, there's the top.
Yes, it
Yeah.
If you can.
That's work.
All right,
That's
cool.
working.
And then let me see if I can get my Twitch thing down there as well. Just so copy and paste these things for later on, dudes, and then we'll also put it later.
Oh God.
So, what's everyone's plan for the rest of the day?
Stay awake.
Yeah, now you guys need to understand these two Aussies, the two convicts that just invaded. It's like, what time, dudes? 3 in the morning where you are?
Yeah, 3 in the morning.
Bloody convicts. We can't even try and get away from them.
I'm actually not descendants of convicts because my parents are both from different regions, essentially. So I am pretty sure that they came over here by themselves during.
Okay, so what are you, a king?
Actually, I'm apparently related to the Scottish royal line.
God-ish?
Yes. Scottish royal line.
Oh, I thought you said God-ish. I would like to be related to either Scottish or Godish.
My dad's side is Scottish, my mother's side is Irish.
Nice.
Ooh,
that's
nice.
Two very sexy accents.
Most of them were born here, so it's like, yeah. I get asked if I'm American a lot.
Oh, Mike.
Listen, guys, we're going to have to wrap it up because whose mic's doing that weird thing?
That's John's.
Who is that? Stop doing that. Is that me? It's probably me. Hello?
Hello?
So, love you guys very much. Come and check us out. Same time on Saturday I'll let you do the details, Hope, because I'm terrible. I'm like, I've spoken too much.
We're going to do this again next week, and we're going to do it just like we did before, and we're going to send everybody the link via email, and I think I figured out whose mic is doing that.
Someone's mixing it up.
There we go. I think that's fixed it. Okay. Well, we're going to do this again next weekend, same time. And we're just going to give everybody a link via your email. If you want other people to be able to come and see Gigi, please have them email us at collaborationcomicconvention@gmail.com. And they can come for free. And if you'd like to support Gigi and the other speakers, and also we have a coronavirus fund, you can come here to join us. And you can support us via our Patreon. We have a Patreon page, or you can purchase tickets, and that'll go to Gigi and our other speakers, and also So thank you so much for coming, Gigi.
Wait, you know what's happened right now is people are chiming in because I gave them the wrong number, wrong time. Is that what happened, Jonathan Mark? Because I said LA time. Is that why you tuned in right now?
Yes, there's a number of people coming in. Oh dear.
Oh no, but that's what happened, Hope, because stupidly on my Twitch yesterday I was like, oh, it's LA time. So
all right, well, we're gonna have it posted so everybody can watch it as a replay, and you can come in next weekend at same time as this one was. You can come in, you can talk with Gigi live. And so just thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for coming, guys. Have an amazing day. Happy collaboration, Comic-Con. You've done an amazing job, Hope. It's so cool that we're all here together. I'm forever grateful to all of you. If you guys want to watch Nerve tonight, get it primed up on your Amazon Prime or on your DVD player and tune into, I put it in the chat, Twitch TV, Gigi Edgley TV. And at 5 o'clock tonight, we're going to have some fun and sending lots and lots of love to all.
Thank you for doing this.
My pleasure. I'll see you today at 5 o'clock on Twitch and also next weekend as well. I'll find you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.